This song goes out to the Clica 1997. Here it is. And to the HP All-Stars. HP All-Stars. This song goes out to the Clica 1997. Here it is.
Song that he's been around, dude. 1997.
Since 1997.
Yep. La
Oh,
Clica.
wow.
Not as a podcast, but as a fucking group, dude.
To 97.
That was
1997. That's wow.
Yeah, it was part of our group. We had different names, and La Clica was like the clique, and then we had Desmadre. So then La Clica was us. It was all of us.
That's dope.
And it derived from the movie American Me.
Mm-hmm.
When in the beginning, after they run from the cops and everything, they get the little tattoo on their thing. No, I'm sorry. It was right before JD loses his leg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You seen that movie?
No.
It's been a while,
Dude,
man.
it's a good fucking movie. Watch it if you're
Been a
good.
while.
James
Edward James Olmos.
Edward James Almost. I got that tape.
Yeah,
I got the soundtrack on
VHS.
tape. No, I got the soundtrack on tape.
Yeah, it was a song.
They
They play that song, dude.
Yep, that's
And
right.
that's playing in the jukebox when the white boy in the movie fucking gets his leg shot off, dude.
Oh wow.
No, he doesn't. Does he lose it there?
Dude,
Damn,
it's been
fucking
fucking long, man. It's
That
been
movie
a
came out
while.
in
Yeah, he did lose it.
It's
Yeah, remember he got the wooden leg.
Yeah.
Remember? The
Yeah.
tick, 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 and he's
Yeah, they're all
shacking that shit. Remember that shit? Yeah.
He started the gangsters over there in prison fucking
Yeah.
hit him up, and
Yep.
he's like, "They call me JD, yes sir."
Oh, I gotta watch that movie again, man.
And what years come out? 87.
Fuck that. That came out a while back, dude.
Fuck, dude. We
I
gotta.
want to say like early '90s, but that's where we got the "Remember You, Homie."
Okay.
That's right.
That where the we're talking about like Life of Hazard.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that documentary came from that movie. Dude.
Okay,
So it must have
okay.
been early '90s.
Yeah, it's been a while. I heard that fool. He had to stop. He had to like not put too much in that movie because he was revealing a lot.
Yeah.
There,
Oh, they killed that one chick.
That's right.
Yeah. She was kind of like the subject matter expert, and they fucking
In like real life.
real
Yeah.
life. She's the one that showed them how to cut up the the drugs and everything on the movie to make it look proper, and then she got a hit on her. So fucking they smoked her, dude.
Wow.
They killed her right after the movie.
Mm-hmm. She exposed too much.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. So on that note, who's here?
All right, this is Bahgo.
This is Landon Lambo.
This is Corona Familiar and Rick. And what's our fourth member there?
We got this guy named.
What?
This guy's name is MPC 3000.
3000 was damn.
Classic
This is fucking
right there.
badass, dude.
Yeah, dude. This
Yeah,
is.
that's a tank right there. That can take a beating.
Oh fuck yeah! You can knock somebody out with this shit. if you ever have to like break into a house,
Use that.
use that shit.
Throw
Right?
it right through the window.
That should come with airbags.
It should. A little bun on the side
It's
of it.
like it's like really literally made of metal.
Yeah, dude.
It is really.
It's like a mix of metal and good plastic,
Yeah.
but
Like, if-
mostly metal.
If you're rolling down the hood and somebody shoots at you, fool, just fucking put that up. Boom.
NPC saved your life.
Fuck yeah. Have that shit. That's a badass shirt, huh?
NPC saved my life.
Dude, how old is? Well, what generation is that? I know it's been older ones.
There's actually they started with MPC 60 back in '88, because Roger Lynn, the actual creator of this machine right here, he used to have the Roger Lynn, the first one,
The Lindrum.
the Lynn drum, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they went out of business, whatever. Then Akai picked them up,
Okay.
and then they created the MPC 60. After that, they created the that was back in '88, and then they created the MPC 62. And then in '93, this one came out.
Wow.
The MPC 3000. And this has been used a lot, man. A lot of hip hop producers. I mean, this is responsible for a lot of hits. I mean, a lot of hip hop producers use this shit, man.
Why does that sound better than the shit out there now? Like,
a lot of people go for it because of the sound, man. It's actually a 16-bit, you know. So when you sample it, sample shit, it's actually lower bit. It gives you that low warm sound.
Yeah.
It's not that high digital shit from now, you know, people right now. I don't know what fucking bit is out right now, but it's what the fucking hundreds, who knows. 128. This is low bit, man. So you got that low, you know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying? You got that low shit. So it's not like high energy shit.
it's that beat you want to fucking cruise to down Whittier Boulevard, dude.
Exactly. You know, you got the lows. Like if you hit a kick, you know what I'm saying? It's got that low end shit. And you could actually even make it even deeper and shit. So if I was to do this shit right here, like, I could be like,
Right.
and then this right here, I can make it be,
Give it a muffled sound.
yeah, you know what I mean? That you could get that nice low end
Sounds
shit.
like that breaking fucking era type of sound, dude.
Exactly. Like there's that warmness. You know, a lot of people try to duplicate the kick from an MP, and you can't.
Right.
You can try it. You can do it. I mean, I've seen people do it, but it's just you don't get this that low end. You know what I'm saying? When you hit, then especially with the 808, you hit the 808. So you got that low shit, dude.
Yeah.
How do they trigger that? Like, I've seen it where they have the trigger pad on a drum set.
Yeah.
And then it gets somehow wired into how do you do that?
Well, you got the 8 outs right here.
Oh, okay.
You got the 8 outs. You program them through the mixer effects, and then you trigger every 8 out. So you got 16ths right here. So you just go back and forth. You trigger the kick. You know, you got the that'll be track 1. You got the hi hat. That'll be track 2, and it'll be all in the SSL. You know, back in the day, you got the SSL. So you trigger all this shit right here. That'll be track 2, and then you got the snare.
So I could go get one of those like Roland V drums.
Yeah.
And hook that up to that shit.
Yeah, it's MIDI.
Damn.
You could actually hook it up. It's a MIDI. See, MPC is pretty much stands for MIDI Production Center. So you can hook up a bunch of keyboards, you know, and it'll track it. You run it through the MIDI track, and you can hook that up to this. And you got another keyboard, and you hook that up to that. So you got everything here. Then you can even sample. So you got a sample. You got another keyboard, and then you got the drum that you could actually sample here. Right. So you know, you got people that. I create my own drums. Like, there's people that have kits, you know. I actually sample directly from vinyl. Okay. So I got the actual sound, you know, like a kick, you know, I have the fucking kick, like, I sampled an actual kick drum. And I filtered it myself. I chopped it up so I can just get that. And then once I have this, now I can even do even deeper. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, say that right there, that's the actual rim shot.
With woodpecker.
You see?
Sounds like a straight wood block, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking badass, man.
Yeah, so that's the reason people like this one, man. It was, I mean, Dr. Dre, if you hear Dr. Dre shit, you know, you hear that kick, that snare, it fucking hits like, you know, and it's like you could freely filter the shit. And then even little hi-hat. See, that's an actual sample from an actual record.
Right.
You can't get this shit from just anything, you know. So you have to sample it. The samples at a low bit.
Right.
So you get that warm sound.
Yeah, because it gets to a point in time where it gets too electronic sounding.
Yeah. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. I mean, I'm not hating on that. I just like that grimy shit.
Yeah.
You know, that grimy.
And it gives it, the boom passes a better.
Exactly. You know, you know what I'm saying? You get that grimy sound, dude.
Yeah.
And I got more sounds out there too that I just go through all bunch of records.
So, floppy disk?
Yeah, straight floppy.
And he's showing me the floppy right now. So
and look at this shit.
808.
I got 808 on this shit because I actually had to make a drum kit just for this shit right here. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to start digging through fucking records, sample that shit, get like that nice. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, people used to use a Roland, the 808, which is the original one. I don't have it, unfortunately. I mean, I wish I had that shit.
Yeah, you know, but I really respect the producers of back then because now they make it so easy to make beats.
It's too easy.
Whether it be, you know, the Fruity Loop stuff, I really believe that, you know, back then you had to try harder and work harder in order to get the sound you wanted. Now you could just plug in anything and get something similar, but it still doesn't have that exact feel.
No, like me, actually, I'll sample it and I'll get a good probably 5 seconds sample. And I have to actually go through every piece and actually piece it out, see which part I like of it, put it on different pads and manipulate it, and then maybe choose different pads, because that's 16 pads, right? You can put the sample right here and chop it up however you want. Nowadays, like, there's places where you can just hit a button and it does it all for you.
Yeah.
There's no creativity behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is, but I like working for this shit.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you're like, fuck, this shit sounds...
You're putting the formula together,
exactly.
dude.
You pretty put everything together. You picked out your kick. I've used like 5 different records to make a song, you know, a beat. So I actually listened to the whole records, heard pieces of it that I liked. I got the sample and I chopped that sample where I want it. And then I might, you know, fuck with the tone, the tune. And then I'll grab another record. I'm like, you know, let me fuck with some strings. I'll go look for another record and put more strings and fuck with different strings on that. And then chop those up on my own. I'm not letting the machine do it. You know, I'm actually hearing the shit and actually chopping the shit.
Right.
If I want a bass line, I'll go and look for another record with a bass line and chop that shit up.
And then match it up.
Yeah. Sync it all up together. You know, this thing has a sequencer where you could actually have the tempo like I was doing earlier. You know, have the little tempo, and I have to work for it. You know, and there's programs now you just put that shit, boom, it does it for you.
The MPC studio did it for me.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier, I'm telling you.
It is a lot easier. It is
I'm just
easier.
watching you in astonishment. I'm like, the process is a lot different now. Well, back then to where it is now.
Yeah.
Because, you know, all I can do is search some sounds online, you know, look for some 808s and run through them and download them. And then or you could get a sample and it'll give you the beats per minute.
Yep.
And then it's just so easy to match up. Okay, well, so it's just, even DJing, like messing with DJing now, like
the Serato.
Serato using vinyl versus like
Serato.
Yeah.
It's like it'd be so much harder using the vinyl.
Actually, I DJed one time, right? I was playing up to my vinyl, and my boy had Serato, and he was playing Serato. He was doing the whole mix, and then I straight went to vinyl. You know, I straight threw my vinyl, and I started mixing vinyl. And he's like, "Fuck, let me mix vinyl now." So he grabbed his vinyl records. He started like, you know, mixing, and dude, he said, "Fuck, dude, I forgot how it was to mix with vinyl," you know, because he's like, he was so spoiled by Serato, man. So I was like,
Serato
fuck.
makes it so much easier.
I don't even know use Serato, honestly. I used it once, maybe 4 times, and I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm gonna go back to vinyl.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it being easy with the beats per minute, and
it syncs it.
Syncs everything for you. You can even press a button, and it'll sync for you. Yeah. And it's just like, part of me does want, you know, because like nowadays, like, what separates you from everybody else? If everybody else could press the same button and get the same result. Yeah. So maybe your playlist, or your persona.
It is a playlist. It automatically comes onto the playlist, because that's what actually makes people look around and look at you and be like, oh, shit, what's this fool playing?
Yeah.
As opposed to just any shit, you know, that they hear on the radio.
So, I know you DJ.
Every now and then, you know, not as much as before, but yeah.
So when you do, and let's just say you have a crowd that's 35 to 55, what do you play? Like, what kind of music do you play? Do you go the traditional hip hop route, or you, especially mixing some R&B in there too? Like, what, as a DJ, what do you do to keep people on the floor?
You know, man, honestly, the last time I DJ'd, I played some De La Soul, and I mixed in the Beatles.
I like that though, because I do that too. Like, I'll be playing some, like, I don't know. I like to mix like the Bee Gees with some.
Exactly. I did it, and it threw people off, and it's funny because I threw in some James Brown, and people started dancing to that shit, right? And they're like fucking grooving. You see them fools like, yeah, and all of a sudden they're doing some fucking Billie Jean.
Yeah. You
know, and then they're like, oh fuck yeah, and all of a sudden I'm like, you know, fuck this. I threw some De La Soul, so I was like, fuck, I threw some De La Soul because it was with the beat.
Yeah.
You know, I always notice that like the key is finding what brings them back to their good days when they're older.
Yeah.
Because like even like at the swap meet, dude, fucking you'll see these DJs go up there and they'll kick it with old school shit, gangster shit, and then they'll fucking throw in some bookies in the back.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit, dude, I remember fucking, you know, piñata parties and shit.
Yeah.
It's just being able to read the crowd to be able to fucking
crowd
accomplish
reading.
these things.
Yeah.
Cause I've seen DJs go up there and they already have their set up beforehand. And they're gonna play it already, and they don't even fucking balance it out to their crowd.
No,
right?
And they fail. People get up there like, fuck this leva, dude. Fucking walk away.
Yeah, but
I witnessed it this weekend.
It's about watching moods and body language, and a lot of times I see they have a good mix going, and they play some good music, and then all of a sudden they throw in that one song that gets everybody off the dance floor. But it's my thing is like DJing. You have to keep people on the dance floor regardless.
And the thing about producing with this machine right here is that as a DJ, this naturally comes to you because when you're a DJ, you gotta get the beat going. You know, this right here makes you think about the music that people could dance to.
Yeah.
So this shit right here makes you groove to that. And the way that this machine is built, it gives you that groove. You're not clicking. You know, right here, instant gratification. Like right now, you're like, imagine you go on the computer, and I'm pretty sure you've done it, where you go on the computer and you gotta like think about, okay, I'm gonna put this one, I'm gonna put that one. Right here, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? So like right away, you could play it and actually make a sequence of just, and then you know what? I'm gonna play something else, and then you just switch the sequence and you play something. And then the next one could be something else right away on the spot. Yeah. Without having to stop, click, look for it, open up another track. It's right here. You just do it on the spot. And then the next one, okay, I'm going to try this. And I could run this for 4 bars. I'm going to stretch to 8 bars. And then boom, instant, boom. And then the next one, I'm going to put another hi-hat. All right, I'm going to do a little fucking conga. And then add it on the spot. Without having to stop and click. Look, go back. No, it's right here in front of you. You're on the spot. You just start clicking. Yeah. I mean, I'm not clicking, but actually pushing.
My mind is racing right now. Just like how many possibilities there are there, dude. Just for fucking different sounds, different styles. Like we were messing around earlier, dude. I'm like, fuck. I'm thinking all kinds of shit. Remember I sent you the Bloodlet thing?
Yeah.
That's like, who's ever sampled Bloodlet? You know?
I don't know.
Who's ever sampled Slayer? Fucking any of those fucking death metal bands. Imagine fucking doing that shit, dude. Oh
yeah. And I had fun that day. You sent me that shit. I'm like, what can I do with this?
Yeah.
I didn't want to fuck with it so much because I don't want to disrespect the artist too. Sometimes I have respect for certain artists. I don't want to sample. Yeah. Because that's their music, and sometimes it's like, this is the shit that I used to listen to when I was a kid, and I don't want to fuck with it too much. Yeah. And some people don't give a fuck. They're like, I'm going to do it. I don't give a shit what they say. Not me. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm going to just let it be. Let somebody else fuck with it.
Yep. Right. That's because when I was learning how to, I don't want to say write music, but how to do like beats, right? I would have to go fucking record on a little tape deck fucking a sample of a bus store closing. And I would take it back and dissect it and bounce it on tracks and fucking add reverb to the highs. Fucking take out the mids, fucking take the lows out, reverse them, do all kinds of shit just to get a fucking thump.
Right.
Yeah.
And then fucking you'll take that one and you put it into your MIDI processor and then fucking hit it either on the keyboards or fucking the keyboard on your computer where you could just change the pitch on it. That's how I started. I never got to. I showed him my song earlier. Yeah, that actually made it. It was kind of corny.
He need to bring it out right now.
Yeah, no, do it out right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna burn it because somebody used it. But what do you call it? It you can see like the progression of it, but each part of that was kind of original, except for I think the keys.
But didn't it make you feel good that you actually worked for it?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You actually put
it
in
was
effort.
corny, but I was like, it's mine. It's my corny.
Yeah.
But that's how I feel like there's a lot. I mean, I'm thinking of that like, fuck. I wish I had that first of all.
The MP.
I want to get one just to fuck with it, and I'm probably gonna you're not gonna see me do it ever.
They have a lot of them. I mean, if you want this one, these go for like 1,000 and up.
I'm gonna look for one, dude.
They got like so many versions.
You could trigger it with a drum set.
Yeah, you could actually bring it in, and all these buttons, all these holes you see out here, they're outputs. Yeah. So that's the ones that you go out and you put it on your mixer.
Which is the hole you make love to, dude?
It's this big ass one right here, dude. This big motherfucker right here. I want to go. That's what look. Let's see, it opens up. See.
I'm gonna sample. Bam.
Slide it right in.
I'm gonna sample some Marvin Gaye, make love.
There it is. And who hasn't sampled Marvin Gaye? Holy shit, that's another one.
Thing is, man, I sampled Distant Lover, but the demo version of Distant Lover.
Shit.
The head title is what it's called. And there's a part in that demo where it was just the bass player. It was James Emerson, of course, the bass player from the Funk Brothers, which we need to talk about eventually.
What up, Funk Brothers?
You guys need to introduce me because I have no idea.
Oh, wait. Can we just do it right now?
Yeah, let's do
it right now.
Fuck it. Okay,
go into it.
The Funk Brothers.
Okay. So, back in 1958, Barry Gordy, got a loan from his people to start Motown. I think it was like an $800 loan.
Damn.
To buy the actual property where they made the studio. And so from there, he had to kind of figure out, because Barry Gordy actually wrote some shit for Jackie Wilson. He wrote some shit for Jackie Wilson back in the day. So, so he made money writing and stuff. So he knew how the record business worked. got to a point in time where he needed musicians, and he figured that he went out in the Detroit jazz scene and found a nice group. I think maybe of 10 people that played different instruments.
Yeah.
Some of the guys' names were like Jack Ashford, James Jamerson, which is my favorite, of course. Benny Bongo Brown,
the drummer.
Pistol. Well, I'm fucking up the names, but
look them up.
Just look them up. Just Google them.
Google
you have to Google Funk Brothers.
There's a lot of them. They're black. They're white. But everybody was extremely talented, and most of them are dead. To be honest with you, there's probably like maybe 3 left out of everybody, and a lot of them died young, early. And I just think that the Funk Brothers probably were the first producers, because, in my opinion, the first, like, I can't say first producers, but
first super
producer group. Okay, so from 1958 to 1972, Motown had this. Oh man,
they played on every Motown song.
Yes, they played on every Motown song, and there's a few of them within there played on at least 95%, including James Jamerson. So all the number ones from the Supremes, from Marvin Gaye, from
Smokey Robinson, Temptations. They all did it, man. So
let's give some shout outs to some of the Funk Brothers that are living or alive, or So James Jamerson, of course. There's Bob Babbitt, who plays bass. Earl Van Dyke was like the band leader. He played the keyboard. Jack Ashford did the percussion, and Benny Benjamin was drums, but he died back in like 1967 or somewhere around there. Eddie Willis played the guitar. Joe Hunter, Uriel Jones, Joe Messina played the guitar. Robert White played the guitar. Richard Pistol Allen played drums. And then you got Johnny Griffith and Eddie Bongo Brown and Wawa Watson played the guitar.
Those are fucking nice names, dude.
Wawa.
Man, back in the day, man, they had some sick ass nicknames, man.
Hey, you hear about the drummer though?
Which one?
The Benny Benjamin.
Benny Benjamin, like being late all the fucking time.
Yeah,
coming with crazy ass stories.
No, but I heard that we used to watch porn magazines while playing.
Oh fuck, dude.
Yeah, he used to have a porn magazine, like straight porno on the side while he's fucking recording, man. That was his inspiration, man. They'll look over, then that fool just like this and shit. He's looking over and shit, looking at some porn, dude.
Playing with a hard dick. That's
Use it as a stick.
Yeah, but
that's a good motivation.
That's a good motivation. But these guys were so good to where all they had was chord progressions.
Yeah.
No details in the song, but just chord progressions. Yeah. And just played the chord progressions, but did it their way, and made hit after hit after hit. And they were so stuck in that studio that they didn't know how popular they were and how far their music has gone, I guess, until later on, and their music became classics. But these guys, man, they got to pay the retainer fee. Yeah. Which wasn't even that much. Yeah. I think Berry Gordy screwed him out of a lot of money, bro. Berry Gordy did them dirty because he made millions off that, and these guys only got paid a certain amount, maybe $1,000 a week.
Yeah, but didn't they play on the weekends too? They were jazz musicians.
Yeah, so they would go out
jazz musicians
in
on the
Detroit
weekends.
Scene.
Yeah, they were out there doing shit, and on the week, and when they recorded all the Motown hits.
Yeah, I don't even think they actually like recording Motown hits. They like the jazz shit.
They were jazz. I mean, how you can't go wrong with jazz musicians, though, man. Shit, they got the groove, the funk, they got everything.
Yeah.
And everything that they were playing was a hit.
Yeah.
And then you hear, and even the bass.
James Jamerson?
The story about him playing with one finger.
Oh, man. Look. Listen. Yeah. Okay, so What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye was apparently in the studio, and he had another bass player there, but I guess the bass player then wasn't getting the feel that he wanted. So he's like, fuck, man, I got to go find James. I got to find Jamerson. So they went out and to the Detroit, little bar scene, and they found him at a bar drunk as shit. I mean, like, drunk as shit.
Nice.
And then they brought him back to the studio. I guess Marvin played him the song and said, I need this certain bass line from you. So he was so drunk he couldn't even sit on the stool that he played on mostly. Yeah. So he laid on his back and he played What's Going On with one finger, drunk as shit on his back. And what you hear on that record is him drunk as shit.
Hell yeah. Salute to that.
Man. Most definitely.
And the other guys, Yeah, that's fucking history. Yeah, that's history, dude. That's fucking
history,
down,
dude.
man.
That's dope, dude. These guys, man. I'm telling you, they
Salud
were
to
dope.
being drunk.
Yeah, salute to being drunk. And so, you know, that's the reason why I think out of all the Funk Brothers, how talented they are, I think everybody's, you know, James Jamerson stands out as the bass player because he influenced Paul McCartney. You know, that's one of Paul McCartney's favorite, you know, bassists. So it's just.
How did you hear about the Funk Brothers?
Oh man, I think one day there's a documentary that came out in 2002, and that's The Standing in the Shadows of Motown.
Yeah, I got that shit at home.
Before that, there was a book by Dr. Licks, I think that's the dude's name. And when I seen The Standing in the Shadows of Motown, I just started doing my own research back in 2002, and I pulled up a lot, and I started listening to the songs that he played in. James Jamerson, of course, and I even got the guitar, his bass guitar.
Oh wow!
I was looking at that right now.
Holy shit!
I didn't even know.
Yeah, you're down for that,
man, dude.
Holy shit!
When I say like James Jamerson, like, cause like you listen to his playing, he played very like, you know, the chromatic playing, like,
because he had that just one finger.
He played with one finger, and they call it the hook.
And he didn't know that that's not how you played it.
No, and he always say like he just played by feel. He never cleaned his guitar strings.
Nope.
He never changed them unless
We
they
kept
broke.
it funk. That's why it was the Funk Brothers. It was funky.
See, I know the hook as something else. You know, but
my homie's my homie's dad. He was a manager for Motown. He managed the originals. And I asked him so many questions back then, man, because I heard he was in the industry. I'm like, yo, man, like, you gotta have stories. So this guy, man, stories and stories and stories. And one of them I asked him, I go, what's up with the Funk Brothers? He's like, you know how they came up with that name? He's like, it's because, you know, they were there and they're like, you guys are some Funk Brothers. And that's how they came up with that name, man.
That's dope.
This guy used to have so many stories about every Motown artist, man. Things that he couldn't even talk about, you know. Still that like Motown was crazy, man.
See, he needs to be a guest.
Oh my God, he showed me pictures. He brought over an album of the history. I'm talking about shit you guys have never seen in public, man. He had pictures with all the Motown cats.
You already know everybody's fucking on everybody.
Oh
yeah.
You know, Diana Ross was fucking on somebody. Marvin Gaye or Smokey was fucking on somebody.
Hey, do you think she sounded really good because she never washed her? Yeah.
It's funky.
It's funky. Like homeboy never cleaned the strings.
It's funky. Wonder what he did with those rings.
Yeah, man.
No disrespect.
No disrespect, James.
There was a lot of fucking going on
Oh
back then.
yeah, my buddy told
Free
me.
love.
His dad told me a lot of shit, man. I picked his brain.
Man, I wish I would have opportunity to do something like
Dude,
that.
seriously, he was at my pad once. He showed up and he showed us albums. I'm like, what is this, man? Because my homie used to live with me, and his dad came over one time and he's like, yo, I got some albums. I'm like, what is that, man? Man, this fool opened up. I'm talking, he's chilling with Marvin Gaye, B.B. King, chilling with B.B. King, man, chilling with Prince. And I'm like, so what's up? So what I did, I'm like, I got records, man. So every record I pulled out, he had a story for that record.
Fuck.
That's crazy. And
It was
from the originals, right?
Yes, he was and I had the original. I have 2 copies. One was sealed and one was open. And he's like, oh my God. And every time he would look at a record, man, he had that. Because he remembered recording that. He remembers when it was being recorded at the studio. He would show up and just chill with them, whatever. Then he'd go out on tour or he was out there. He was out on the buses with them. He told me stories, bus stories, man. You don't
I know the segregated
man.
South too.
Oh my God!
I know
yes. So, and it was like every album I pulled out. I even pulled out some jazz shit. He didn't know much about jazz, but he knew the musicians involved in it.
Right.
And whenever I pulled out this. I'm not gonna say the name of this artist, but he looked at my boy. He goes, "Hey man, remember I took you to his house? I was having an affair with his wife."
Oh shit! Fuck, that's why you can't say his name.
I was like, "What the fuck?"
I was like, say his name anyway. probably dead by now.
He lives in L.A. That's I gotta say.
Oh damn.
He lives in L.A. and he told me the story behind it. I'm like, what the fuck? And my homeboy, he was like 5 years old,
right.
And he took him to all these musicians' house, dude. I'm like, and he didn't really want to talk about it too much. I'm like, you should have told me this shit, man. Like, dude, your dad was involved in this. He's like, yeah, but whatever. Like,
he just verified there's a lot of fucking going around though.
He probably walked in on a couple of them.
Yeah.
He's a little 5-year-old walking in on a fucking. No, I'm not gonna say his name. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly, man.
But
dude, there's so much good shit out there that just fucking like I never heard of. Just shit like that, dude. I'm like, I never heard of. I know who the Funk Brothers are. I never heard them.
Dude, yeah.
But now I'm like, I'm really curious if I can see that shit.
All you gotta do is play any Motown hit, dude. Any Motown song, that was it.
They played on it, and it's just like
every single one.
I feel like the reason why they're so special is because Smokey Robinson wrote a lot of that, and then there's Holland? Those are Holland.
Well, they used to have like committees. They used to vote on every song.
Yeah. But whenever they record a song and after it's finished, they'll play it for a small group of people, and if they raise their hand and everybody raises their hand, they know they have a hit.
Yeah.
So it's just like they had their own little formula as a record company.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Imagine if they had an MPC back then.
Imagine. And the funny thing is, they talk about like the Temptations recording. The tracks were limited.
Yeah, 4 tracks.
Yeah, and so it's just like if they fuck up,
they have to redo the whole
thing. So you have to do everything clean in one take.
Yeah. Well, they had 2 tracks back in the day too. One microphone for the whole band and one for the singer.
Yeah.
And it was crazy the way. That's how I learned. That's when I started learning how to record. That's how I fucking learned it.
Well, they used to have a microphone in the middle of the right in the middle of the room.
The ceilings were vaulted, so the sound all reflects on there.
Acoustics.
And then you'll put each instrument according to the wall where it's going to pick up on a mic.
That's crazy. And then and speaking of James Emerson again, they said that the whole band had one track. Or back then,
one track.
He had his own track. He was that damn good. To where he had his own
listen
track.
to the bass lines, man. Every bass line. I mean, I love bass.
Yeah.
I mean, I love bass lines. I mean, I never got to play bass, but I love the sound of it, man. Drums and fucking bass. That's all you need, and that's part of the harmony.
Yeah. So
part of the rhythm.
It's just like for the La Clica listeners, it's just like, okay, I got a few songs that you might want to listen to. So the Supremes have a song called Keep Me Hanging On. That's a good song. And listen to the bass line in that. Then you have Stevie Wonder, I Was Made to Love Her. That's a dope ass bass line.
Nice fuck.
And while you're listening, you might as well listen to Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. Listen to that bass line as well. You can find that isolated bass line on YouTube as too. And then what's another one? Let's see, Bernadette by the Four Tops.
Wow, that's the shit right there, man.
Yeah, and just listen to the bass line in them songs and just know how James Emerson came up with that shit with one finger. All that chromatic playing and all the ghost notes and all that shit, one finger
with a fucking hook.
With the hook.
And he didn't. Did he ever play the upright?
He played the upright in the beginning, like I think for the first few years.
Yeah,
and thinking like 62, he probably got the
electric bass.
The electric
bass. I don't know which one it was, but
the Precision, I should know, the Fender.
Oh, okay.
The P bass.
Yeah.
Now I got a whole new definition for the hook, dude. You know what hook I'm talking about, right?
I know what hook you're talking about.
The fish hook. The come here.
Come hither. The come hither.
Yeah, like when we're talking about Motown, it's like I knew from my old neighbors. They used to on Sundays they'll gather around the little stereo, put on top of their little Toyota there, and they'll watch football games. They'll watch Raiders. They're Raiders fans, and they always fucking had it on K-Earth. They always had it on fucking Motown, dude. And it was good times. It brought me back. But I watched this movie, Talk to Me, with Don Cheadle, like you said, and dude, it got me, dude. Like how he used his voice to calm people down, during different things that were happening during that era, during the 60s, I guess, 70s.
Yeah.
And he would play fucking Motown, but he'll play the right song and calm everybody down.
Right. And the power of music is serious.
Yeah.
Fuck
it is. Power of music is serious. And even if you fast forward to now, it's just like the power of music is really, music is influential. People listen to it and they get inspired, but they can be inspired in the wrong way as well.
Yeah.
But back then, most of the songs were about love and bringing people together. Now I don't know where the shit is.
It's somewhere
turn up,
man. It's
somewhere turn up.
Fucking just got whacked.
Fucking 10 chicks raw.
The hook.
And I think Motown.
I'm fucking 10 chicks raw.
But I love that music, but the new stuff out there it doesn't do it for anybody, dude. It's just spur of the moment.
Different generation. Yeah, it's a different generation, man. You gotta just let them be.
Yep. I hate that K-Earth is not playing that music anymore, dude.
Remember when 92.3? Yeah, it was hot 92.3.
Yeah,
and they played the old school stuff.
Yeah.
Although they play the same 50 songs, but it's still old school.
But yeah, you listen to, even though they had it like on a loop and it was the same fucking song at the same minute every fucking day, dude. You still kind of like, oh yeah,
it's nostalgic.
And you listen to it, you'll be like, you know what? It's almost time for me to go home, dude, because you know what time it was.
But it was oldies, you know.
Yeah.
They were playing 50s and 60s music, man.
They would play a lot of Motown on KRS, you know, and shit like that, dude.
All that
the 92,
shit.
whatever it was, they'll play good shit, dude. Like I used to work with this one guy in Seal Beach, and he'll fucking play that. And I would go change it to put my music. He goes, no, motherfucker. I'm your boss. But most of all, you fucking do that. I'm going to cut your fingers off.
You don't listen to this K-Earth 101, right?
But it was good working music, too, you know?
Yeah, you know what? K-Earth brings me back to the days where I was spending at my grandma's house. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'll make my little pallet on the floor while she be snoring in the bed. But she'll go to sleep with K-Earth playing. Yeah. And I'm sitting there just listening to this music. And K-Earth always reminds me of my granny. Mm-hmm. Always. So, you know, shout out to Granny.
Dude, now they play fucking 80s and shit, dude.
You know what, man? You brought me back, dude. I used to go to sleep with my headphones on. Mm-hmm. Actually, no, my bad. I had my little boombox. I was probably like 10, 11, 12. Mm-hmm. I used to go to sleep with music. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Every fucking music. It could have been K-Earth. Could be K-Big. Mm-hmm. Any shit, dude.
I remember K-Big too. Yeah.
I used to straight out just go to sleep with it. And I remember my mom walking and turning the music off, you know. And I used to wake up when she turned it off. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Mom, why you turn it off? Like, come on, I was going to sleep. Yeah. You know, I wasn't sleeping yet. And she's like, oh, I thought you were sleeping. So she'll turn it back on.
Dude, I'm not even joking about this. I used to fall asleep to my neighbor's music.
Oh, shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they had the car system. Mm-hmm. They fall asleep to the yeah. but rattling with the fucking old Regal and shit, dude. Fucking the fender's about to fall off.
The fucking the truck all rattly and shit.
Yeah, dude. But that's what I'll fall asleep to. But I would listen to like fucking stupid shit on the headphones. I'm thinking about it like, I probably should listen to something else. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Supersonic.
Get it, baby girl. Yeah. Dude, you know what's funny though? Even Supersonic was a good fucking song, man.
Hell yeah.
Everybody jokes about it. That was a good fucking song. Yeah, Salt and Pepper had their shit.
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Like super.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. That was legit fucking music, dude.
Hey, but you know how I told you how hard it was to be a producer back then? But at the same time, that shit was easy because it wasn't as saturated. No. And it was simple. Easier to make those simple beats.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was seriously just an 808 and that and it.
Do you know who changed the game in my opinion? The person who changed the game in my opinion was Teddy Riley.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the first songs that he kind of produced was The Show.
Yeah.
And that was a different beat for the 80s.
Yeah, it was. It was hyper. It was more, you know. Yeah.
Please explain to me who he is, because I'm fucking a poser in that area.
Listen. Okay, so Teddy Riley is a producer from Virginia. And he started probably back in 86 or 85 with The Show.
It's about
and you know,
Dougie Fresh. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And so Teddy Riley, he was probably like 17, but he produced that.
Yeah.
And but as time progressed, he took hip hop and he added more like melodies to it.
So, he had harmony and backgrounds. He started adding keyboards to his shit, and you know.
And I think he was one of the first people who kind of mixed R&B and hip hop together.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Because Keith Sweat sound had the 808s in it. Mm-hmm. They Make It Last Forever.
Make it last forever.
Make it last.
Hey, come on. When that shit came on, you would get up and ask a girl out to dance.
Yes, because it had the elements. Because back then,
how many fucking kids were born to that song, dude?
I was probably one of them.
I remember going and asking a girl out to dance, and I remember telling my boy, like, yo, man, you gotta play that song, fool. Mm-hmm. And he played some Keith Sweat, and I went and asked this girl out to dance.
What?
Straight out. It was some Keith Sweat, changed my life.
Yeah. See, shouts out to Keith Sweat.
Dude,
Make it last forever.
Make it last.
Dude, the first time I asked a girl out to dance, what's the fucking the techno song? James Brown is dead.
James Brown is dead.
For real?
Dude, that was the first time I had to go out to dance. I brought this ugly ass fucking silk shirt, dude. And I'm like, hey, you want to dance with me? She goes, hell no.
For real?
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, so listen, when I was my first dance, okay, look it. I graduated. What grade was that? 8th grade in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember the thong song was out.
Oh,
Dun,
God.
dun, dun, dun.
So that's what was hot back in 2000.
Yeah, I remember
and that's
Yeah.
one of my first songs I want to freak a girl to.
Hell yeah.
No shit, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Did you get lucky?
Yeah, I got lucky. No. I didn't get lucky that far, but
It taught you. It sprung you.
yes,
Dude, like I'm friends with that girl on Facebook, and I've always wanted to tell her, hey, remember rejecting me?
Oh, for real?
Dude, James Brown is dead.
James Brown is a damn, dude, I heard that fucking song.
Oh no, I'll
dude.
play. You know what?
Power 106 right there. Hey,
It's close to being an adult because back in '93 I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was still
were you born?
87.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like when I get to hear these stories, like I can place myself in you guys' shoes for that time,
Yeah.
thinking about the music and how it made me feel.
Yeah.
But damn, like to be able to hear a new, I take to R&B like Jodeci for instance, or
Yeah.
to hear a new, fuck. Yeah, it's just a new Jodeci track as an adult, and you can talk to women and like you go to these house parties that were hot back in the day, and it's not the same.
Yeah.
Ditching parties.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I mean,
Teaching parties
you would
were a
have people, DJs playing Motown, and they'll fucking techno that shit up.
I used
dude.
to DJ back in the day. In '90, I was DJing.
Yeah,
I
he's
was
old,
actually
man. He's old.
Wait. Time out. We're gonna rewind. What year did you graduate high school?
92.
Okay.
So in 90, 89, 90,
You guys have good years. So like,
I was DJing this shit. And then I'll say, and I'll mix some Eric B and Rakim because you got the hip hop crowds also there. So you got the fucking straight doom, doom, doom. And I would go out and buy techno records. And then I was 14, boo. Imagine 14, 15 years old. My mom was actually letting my ass out at that year, at that time of my life. And I was actually digging for techno records, playing this shit. And at the same time, I'm here listening to some fucking Run DMC. And I'll slow down the crowd. And I'll do doom, doom, boom, doom. Throw some X-Clan, throw some Eric B and Rakim, throw some LL Cool J. And then we'll switch up to some doom, 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 doom. Because that was it. Because you understand, man, like back in the day, hip-hop wasn't what it is now. It wasn't mainstream. I call it like hip hop now is blue collar. It's mature. Back then, you didn't hear hip hop on the radio. You hear it at late night.
right.
It wasn't the mainstream. So I would have to go out and play music at the spots like straight, and then you got the hip hop crowd, and that's it. You didn't hear hip hop like you hear now. Like if you play hip hop, some of the dance floor would just clear out.
Right.
So you had to like play all this, like, and that was it. So I came from an era where I had to 10% of my friends were hip hop heads.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? It was like 30% of the homies I hang with was 30% of the wow.
Have me some Schneeberg.
Damn, he just said something.
How much? I didn't see you take it, dude. You took
Nah,
a
that
lot.
shit. Look at that shit. That
Woo! Hey,
Stacked him
your
on
nose.
his, stacked him on his tracks, fool.
Yeah.
I didn't see him taking it, and he do like I just saw the bottle, like oh shit.
Yeah, dude. Like I thought I took some shit, but damn, that shit cleared up his nostrils, his brain, his ears.
That shit cleared you into Vegas, man.
I am woke now. If I wasn't woke before, nah, I am woke.
Yeah, dude.
No, but like I was telling you, like Florentine Gardens, that's where I first experienced music. Like I don't want to say music. That's where I first experienced a conductor.
Mm-hmm.
The DJ playing the fucking music was controlling the fucking tempo. When you first walk into Florentine Gardens, you hear the music in the background, But before that, they're playing music at the entrance to get your heartbeat up. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah, they did. They had people outside.
Yeah, you walk in, you get your regular fucking, what beat is it? Yeah, you walk in and you're to your heartbeat. And then they'll speed up progressively as you walk in, and then you get to the floor, and you're like, "Oh shit!" Now your fucking blood's flowing.
Yeah, right. You see the lights. You hear the lights. You see the lights coming in, and they used to have some crazy ass lights.
Yeah, it wasn't this purple light shit that they have now. It was actual fucking moving lights.
Yeah, they went to the beat.
Yep.
And they weren't back then where people, people were controlling it. People told them, so like you hear like do.
Yeah,
so
it was not programmed. Was fucking actually playing to the fucking beat of the song, dude. Having the lights move.
The fog machine.
Yep.
Yeah, the fog machine.
Oh, you had to hit that. You had to hit that fog machine at the right time, dude. You couldn't do it the whole fucking time. Dude.
And there was choreography involved.
Yeah.
All to the music.
And then you had go-go dancers and cages there, dude. Every fucking girl there was hot.
Yeah, like they would have like big ass podiums, right? And they had cages, and the girls will be in there dancing, holding onto the cages with big ass shorts. With big ass fucking platform.
With the go-go boots.
Yeah, that was a whole ambiance.
Booty shorts.
Yeah, and that was a whole ambiance about it, man. Like it was all music, and you were either drunk by the time you showed up. You were drunk or high. You know, and it's just music.
Imagine you show up there with some Streetberg.
And they were using this. They were using this machine along with the SP1200. They would make music. See, so hip hop wasn't just this music. This machine made hip hop and house music and R&B music. Teddy Riley used this.
Yeah.
Teddy Riley used the MPC. You know, and back then, like, he used to use that. If you hear his music back then, think about the music from back then to now. The sound of it, sonically.
Yeah.
It was so different, man.
Supersonically?
Supersonic. Yeah, but you know, like, so about Teddy Riley, like, he was so hot at the time that back in, like, 1990, Michael Jackson personally called him to produce a Dangerous album. And it's just like, to be young in your early 20s and getting paid a crazy amount of money to be with Michael Jackson for like 6 months.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
In Neverland Ranch and just producing his fucking hits. It's just like
tripping on the giraffe and all that shit.
Yeah. Neverland Ranch.
Dude, you know, I always like Michael Jackson. I always thought that like he was always a kid at mind.
Yeah.
You know, he always had that shit around.
Yeah, he was.
But you think about it, dude. Like, where else would you want to fucking be creative at, dude? You have fucking a zoo out your fucking front door, dude.
That's a lot of inspiration. Yeah. I never thought about
dude,
that,
like me personally, like nature fucking inspires me for all kinds of shit, dude.
Yeah, you're right, dude. I never thought about it like that. Actually, that's a big inspiration.
And like when I'm not saying zoo because I feel bad for the animals, but at the same time, like, it makes me want to, like, you know what? I want to live another 10 years. Yeah. You know, I want to fucking actually see my life through, dude. Like, I usually go like, I'm going to die at 60. You know, when I see, like, fucking animals, I'm like, okay, I want to die at 70 now.
Yeah. Push another 10
but it's inspiring, dude. It's like, the fucking giraffes are inspiring.
Can I ask you guys a question, man? Can I ask you guys, what is it that inspires you guys as far as, like, the ambience? What as far as, like, your photographer, right? So... What actually makes you want to take more pictures?
Let's see. Thinking about where we are in the world right now. Like, right now I'm sitting on at least 25 different concepts that I've written out, detailed. Yeah. And it touches into social media and how the world is now and how women are now and how dating is now and how racism is now. And I have something that'll tell a story. But see, as a photographer, now you kind of got to blend in with the crowd in order to stand out eventually.
Is there any music involved, though?
Plenty. So that was going to be the second thing. Like, music, when it comes to music, when I listen to music, when I hear music, I see tones and colors. So it's just like, depending on the mood, I can see orange, I can see yellows, I can see, dark grays and shit like that. But it all depends on the sound of the song and the mood of the song. And whenever I hear something that has that certain tone, it inspires me. Like, I like dark shit visually.
Really?
I like things that are dark in nature. I know Rick knows what's up with the dark shit. But I love dark. There's a photographer. His name is Stephen Klein. Stephen Klein, I love his shit because it's so dark and it's edgy and it's sexual and he directs music videos now too. But I love the feel of dark shit. So there's been times where I just, you know what? I've been known to look at song titles and based off the song title come up with,
fucking do that. Dog. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've actually named, I've titled paintings off a song.
Yep.
You're right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I've actually done it because I would hear a song and it gives me these visuals, and I'm like, I gotta title that shit.
And so, like, that's the reason why now I'm getting deeper into like working with artists. I want to hear, like, let's say they have a single coming out. I want to listen to the single, close my eyes, and get a visual, my own personal visual of the single and what it represents and what it sounds like, and come up with a visual.
It's dope.
You know, and it's just like the music plays a big part.
So when you hear this shit like, boom, you'll know exactly what the fucking photographer, what kind of shit you're gonna shoot.
Yeah, and it's just like I want to do short films too. I want to get into that, and I want to be able to make beats for the short film.
Yeah, score.
Yeah, to be able.
I
love
fucking soundtracks. I love buying soundtrack records. I have a shitload of them. I got some right here that I showed you earlier.
Bahgo, look, we got to talk.
That's the whole purpose of the podcast is to have all of us put input. You know, have a fucking idea because you're gonna hear some shit where you're like, I didn't think about that, but you got inspired by it, dude. Yeah. And hopefully we inspire people to fucking do more things with it.
Yeah, man, because okay, so there's some called modeling reels, and a lot of photographers are doing this now. Like they'll go on location, they'll shoot these models, and they'll give a feel to. They'll actually put a moving visual with music to, you know.
Like synchronizing?
Movement.
Like it synchronizes it, right?
Yeah, so I'm doing video of a model. Instead of doing pictures, I'm doing a video, putting it together, her moving.
Nice. Yeah.
But nowadays, sex sells.
It's always sold, man.
Man, so
since Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, I'm one.
Even before that, the fucking there's a little ankle on a fucking cigarette ad, dude.
Oh yeah, just the ankle that's right.
30s and shit, dude. And then you got the church lady. Oh my god! Yeah. How dare she show her ankles?
Man, they were freaks. They were probably eating ass and all kind of shit.
Hey, look at the fucking Renaissance paintings,
dude. Look at the photography back when it first started. What was the first fucking pictures they were taking?
Porn.
Yep. Exactly.
Selling
naked women, bodies. It's just like everybody's intrigued with bodies.
Yeah.
You know,
dude. There's a thing to it. Yep.
I'm holding up a song, dude, an album. I bought this album. 60s. I bought this album based on her.
Yes.
It's sex sells. I mean, I didn't know what the fuck was in this record. It's called Ferrante and Teacher. Our golden favorites. I'm like, I don't know, but she looks cool.
That girl is probably from the 60s.
Exactly.
She's probably about 90 years old. I'd fucking hold that shit over her head and still bang her, dude.
Hey. I've been getting some of these old bras, but man, they probably fine as shit back in the day.
Dude.
I would do you just because on the strength of you being fine back in 1972.
See, this is another reason I bought this record. Just because of that. Like, what the fuck is that?
It is out of focus, too. That's different.
Exactly.
You know what's funny? You said out of focus, dude. My favorite picture to date is a picture I took of Shy Dog out of focus.
Nice.
And I'm so fucking stuck on sharp focus. I need to experiment a little more.
No, like, I started this is a music podcast, but it's in terms of photography.
Yeah, man. If there's music, we're talking about music, though.
I've been taking a lot of pictures of the band Del Bait. We had them on the podcast before, and I've been taking good pictures. I love the pictures, don't get me wrong, but my artist side is bored.
Same here.
So it's a picture where I put my camera down, I started enjoying the music, and I started figuring out why I like the song. And I go, dude, there's something about the song that fucking hits. I just picked up my picture or my camera, bam, fucking looked at something, it looked good on the viewfinder, snapped it, dude. I don't fucking give a shit what anybody else says. It's my fucking favorite picture ever, and this is kind of the photography I want to get into. This defines who I am.
Oh yeah! Oh wow! I like that.
That's a nice fucking.
Not in focus.
Perfect composition.
But you know how I like the dark shit. It's dark. And the mood of it is just.
This is me.
Mood is everything.
And if I wasn't telling you, you would probably figure out.
It's a contrast.
It's not even that.
Look at that shit.
It's looking at it and figuring out what
It's the angles. It's the angles. Look at the angles, man.
Yeah, I saw the back, the white line across the back, fucking perfect.
Composition
dude.
is everything.
I mean, I couldn't get that. I looked at all the other pictures. I tried to fucking mimic it. I couldn't do it.
Right.
When I saw it on the thing, I'm like, fucking lock this motherfucker. And I love this fucking picture, dude. And then you saw me that day, and then before I used to just take pictures so I could get a good shot. You see me grooving in there, and I'm like, all right, fair fucking picture. I felt that shit.
I love candid pictures.
Yeah.
Yep. I love taking candid pictures.
Yeah, if you ever look at my photography, it's all people looking everywhere else but the camera.
That's the best. That's the best type.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I got so caught up because I've been doing like weddings and stuff too, and I hate shooting weddings. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I like going to weddings.
Yeah, drinking, open bar and shit. But for me, I think that when it comes to photography, creating, because like the thing I hate the most is, hey, Mr. Photographer, come get this shot over here.
Yeah,
while I'm trying to shoot something else.
Yeah,
I like to take my time and compose the shot. So like, let's just say, what's the next shoot I got? Like, the next couple of days, I have a maternity shoot. Mm-hmm. I can sit there and I can take them to the beach. Yeah, sunset, and I can just create. Mm-hmm. You know, and compose the shots how I want instead of trying to capture a moment. Yeah, I can make my own moment.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just like
it gives you that creativity to fucking put it into your perspective and something that's gonna please your customer.
Well, that's what photography is. You know, photography is a moment in time. That split second. It's kind of like the musicians when they play that chord. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They just play that chord over and over and over.
Yep, exactly.
You know what? To tie back into some music, I want to tell you one thing. For me, what makes a hit record, to me, there's a formula. Period. Yeah. But for each genre, there is a certain formula. Yeah. So I think like when you mix chords, great chords, chords and melodies to me,
and the rhythm.
Yeah, and make the song. Mm-hmm. So without a good chord progression, you won't have nothing. But there are songs out there that are hits with no chords in it at all. Just beat.
But think about like the most one of the most sampled records in the West Coast is Zap, More Bells to the Ounce, and it's a chord progression. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck did they sample it 30,000 times? Yeah, and it's doom, 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 doom. It's just a little chord progression. And if you follow that same element in every genre, it'll work. Zoom, 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 zoom. Right? Yeah. It's always gonna be a hit, no matter what.
It's weird if you really pay attention and dissect music and dissect the music that were hits. You'll notice that
I've done that. Yeah, I have done that since I was a kid. I have a key point. I was 11 years old. I heard this one song. And with me, the reason I got into producing and making music is because I wanted to memorize a drum beat. I really used to memorize drum beats. On every rap song, I used to memorize the drum beat. So when I heard the drum beats, I would be like, that's that one song. I even knew the instruments. I knew exactly the drum, that's a snare. I knew what song it was based on the snare. So that's what made me want to make music, is because I memorized music. I remember hearing the show. Like, it's funny that you mentioned that earlier. I was about 10 years old when I heard. I think maybe I was at 9. And I used to think, okay, all it is a loop. And I picked it up fast. I'm like, okay, that's a fucking drum sample. That's a drum loop and the bass line in the background. I can do this shit. It's all it is. It's just a fucking loop. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fucking keep this. And all of a sudden I started thinking about the rhythm and the progression. I didn't know what a chord was, but I knew what it did.
Same.
Exactly.
I was around 11 or 12. And I would listen to music, right? I would listen to Stevie Wonder. Like, my mom had all kind of stuff, like old school music. I would listen to Stevie Wonder, and I would feel it. I would feel it in my stomach. Like, I would feel no homo. I would feel it in my stomach. Like, you would feel the progression, like, the changes.
And you didn't know what it was.
I didn't know what it was, but I knew I felt it.
Exactly.
I'm like, this feels, I don't know, you put you in a state of euphoria.
Yes. Yes.
Like, these changes are beautiful. I just know I feel them. I don't know what I didn't know chord progressions were chord progressions until, I hit maybe 15, 14. When I started digging deeper into music and theory and stuff like that. But I knew what they were before I knew what they were. Like, I was able to dissect, like you. I was able to dissect a sound. Like, this is a horn.
Yes.
This is this Rhodes. Like, I would be able to pull apart sound and dissect it and like.
Yes. I used to not. I mean, a lot of people hate me because I don't talk about lyrics. Like, I really. Yeah, lyrics are there, but to me, the melody, the beat, and the sound.
Lyrics has always been secondary.
Yeah.
That's why I don't memorize fucking lyrics.
Yeah, I used to seriously listen to hip hop music and memorize the drum beat.
Yep.
And I'm like, I can do this shit. What is it that they're doing? That what is it? What instrument that they're using to make this shit? I'm like, then I found out that later on they're using 808. The Roland, and then they had the SP1200 and the MPC, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy one of these days. Found out that they use an MPC, so I'm like, I'm gonna use that shit, and I fucking bought it.
How long have you had this one?
This one I had it for at least 10 years.
Okay.
I started with a 2000, and actually I started with a 12 with ASR, ASR 10, and then I got the 2000, and when I bought that, I was like, that's how they fucking make the music.
Yeah.
This is it. So I'm gonna keep using it and using it and using it, and realize that it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, growing up, I've always wanted this particular. I would see Kanye.
The 3000.
The 3000. I would see Kanye on the 3000 back in like when he first started in 2004 when he was chopping up all them sounds.
He has that one picture in one of those beat magazines.
He does.
He has it, and I remember I looked at it like, oh, that took me back to that magazine. Like, oh shit, motherfucker had it.
Yeah, Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
When I remember sitting there while watching a De La Soul video, and I seen Prince Paul using that shit. I'm like, oh my god, that's what they fucking use. I seen Large Professor use the SP12. I'm like, that's what they use. I'm gonna buy that motherfucker.
Hey, you know what? You just said it. I never realized that De La Soul is actually one of my favorite fucking bands.
De La Soul is dope.
Oh shit! Nice.
I I don't even think about it, but I was listening to it today.
Nice.
And I didn't think about it. It's one of my favorite fucking
dude.
bands, period.
Yeah, and they were using the MPC.
No shit, dude. I did not fucking know that.
And I wanted to find out how they did it, and I figured it out, and I had to have it.
You know, every time I mow my lawn, I fucking think of the potholes in my lawn.
Wow. You took me back to that one, dude. And see, I figured it out. Luckily, I used to memorize drum beats. You know, that was my thing. Like, and I used to wonder, like, how the fuck do they do this? How do they do it?
Yeah.
You know, because every kid that sees something that amazes them, they want to figure it out.
Yeah.
If you're a photographer, if you're a painter, if you're a cook, when you taste the first freaking food and you're like, oh my god, this is beautiful, I want to learn how they made it taste so well. My thing was music. You know, I used to seriously be in class and just beating on on my desk and mimic the fucking drums.
Yeah.
Because I knew the pattern. So I used to fuck with Randy MC back then. You know, I used to, I used to know the patterns, and that's what drove me into DJing. So I already knew that background music in my head. You know, I was like, I have to do this shit. So then when the MPC came around, I'm like, dude, this is it. The ASR kicked in.
It's
like,
no brainer.
No fucking brainer. I already knew how to do it because it was in my head already. There's nothing to learn from that. I mean, it's like, it's already in my head. Why should I even take classes for music? I'm just gonna make what I know, what I do, and that's it.
And that's the thing. Like, I've always wanted to DJ. I've always wanted to.
Okay.
I picked it up as of recently, a few months ago.
Okay.
But I just know, like, growing up, my mom, I would play the music for everybody on Saturday mornings.
Nice.
My family knew that I was the, you know,
you're the DJ.
Yeah, I was like, Landon. Even when new stuff came out, they trusted me.
That you knew they knew your music selection was in the head.
Yeah, like I have a great musical palette, I guess you can call it. Like, my taste in music is really good, whether it's different genres.
Well, shit, you mentioning Teddy Riley, man. Come on, that's like, wow.
Man, I'm telling you, like, and it's just like, it's a certain feel that good music gives you, and I play what gives me that feeling.
So you had the New Jack Swing.
Oh, I love New Jack Swing. I love New Jack Swing. I'm talking about Bobby Brown. Matter of fact, I got in trouble at work for singing fucking Bobby Brown. I'm singing Ronnie and shit on the X-Ray.
What MPC do you use? And I heard you said you use an MPC, right?
Yeah, I was using MPC Studio Black.
Oh, okay.
And for me, that was new because I came from the Fruity Loop era, you know, and but now I do the iPad Beatmaker 3, but for a while I ended up selling my MPC, but while I had it, I really did like it because it made it. You were able to really go in and chop up the samples a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, have the I can show you, but I can tell you, but just going in and taking a Diana Ross, Ain't No Mountain High Enough sample. Yeah. And I used to download the instrumentals and the just the vocal, the acapellas.
Oh, okay.
And I would just take her like just that part and just I'll chop it up, and then you can, you know, change the pitch,
the tempo, and the truncate that shit.
Yeah, and then I forgot the name of the term where you take one sound and you load each
truncate.
Truncate.
You could actually go from high, low, and you could have it on the pads.
Yeah, on the pad. Yep.
You want me to do it right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it right now. Let's check this shit out.
So you take one sound.
Yeah.
You have out of 16 pads, you'll be able to.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on, what I have right here. Oh, here we go.
Yes. Keep mine.
So something like that. So you'll be able to truncate that shit.
Yeah. So just mess with these. So basically, you can create your own feel.
Yeah.
From those changes, and then you'll take.
It's almost like a chord progression.
Yeah. It's basically that's what it was.
Yeah.
And even with the 808s, you doom.
Yeah, you're gonna do it right now. Watch. I'm gonna do it right now. Watch. I'm gonna do it right now. Oh shit! Hold on. My bad. Oops. Oops. Hold up. All right. Let me see here.
That's what.
Fuck. That sounds fucking badass.
Yeah.
Dude.
And it's just like be able to. So I'm fucking up right now. They add a clap to that.
Yeah. You do the sequence and you straight do a loop.
Man, so.
It's actually playing like bass. It's pretty much a bass line.
Yeah.
But with a 808.
The drag, the nice drag from the 808.
Yep.
Dude, that's what this music is now. Like all the music you hear nowadays, that's all they use.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's a native instrument shit. Like this is the shit that they were doing like in '85. It kind of took a full circle.
Yep.
It came to some simplicity to. Back then they were limited because they didn't have the money to pay samples.
Yeah.
So they were using this 808 drum machine. That's all they did. If you
and they
like
had stock sounds.
Yeah, it's all stock sounds.
But they would tweak it slightly.
Yeah. So like the Beastie Boys music, the Run DMC music that you hear, like it's a limited sounds. All of a sudden you think about 30 years later, they're doing the same shit.
Yeah.
And making hits.
The thing is like, I think I was watching something on Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. They were talking about how they produced, and Prince was one of the first people who actually used the Linn drum back in the day.
Yeah, even Fleetwood Mac used it.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
who did it first, Prince or Fleetwood Mac?
Google that shit.
Yeah, because like I think that 777 9311 by the time,
yes,
Prince produced that, so that came in like 1980, 81. I think 81.
Fleetwood Mac was in the 70s, so maybe they were.
Fleetwood Mac was probably first.
And they did do shit in the 80s.
If anybody has the answer, email us.
Yeah, email that shit. Post that shit in the comments.
gruntytumadre@gmail.com. Gruntytumadre.
You know that? Did you guys know that the Beatles sampled?
The what?
No.
The Beatles sampled on shit. The record, the one with the, I had a brain fart, people. Sorry, but they were one of the first. They actually sampled, and they're talking about technology, like how people samples, blah blah blah. Think about it. One of the biggest groups in the world sampled. Even though they could have played that shit, they fucking sampled on Revolver. There it is. On Revolver record, they actually took a symphony. I think it was I don't know what group, what band it was, some symphony shit. Beethoven, one of those guys, and they actually sampled it on the record. So think about it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So it wasn't something that, everybody's stealing music nowadays, music ain't real. Wait a minute. One of the biggest fucking groups back then sampled. No sad.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like so much has changed though, really, over the years, and talking about like sampling and then talking about the music industry too. It's just like
well, the music industry is something that a lot of people hate on, but if it wasn't for the music industry, we wouldn't hear a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have been exposed.
Your ear would not be versatile.
No.
Because you would only be exposed to your local music.
Yep.
Either it's church music or your fair music. You imagine, dude, fucking hear nothing but fair music. That's the next
I cannot.
Remember Revenge of the Nerds?
Yep.
Hey, by the way, Revenge of the Nerds. What Roland controller did he have?
Damn, you got me.
I don't know,
man.
I just looked it up on Google.
Hold on.
It's the Roland CR8000.
Oh, wow.
That's the one that Poindexter had on there. Deet, 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 deet. I had some stupid shit in my head right now. I couldn't say it. All right, so what the fuck do you look for in music? What makes you like something?
The drums.
What about them?
They gotta be syncopated. They gotta have a hard kick. Nice snare pattern. Because to me, when I look at a song, the first thing that drives me is the drum beat. Any song that you throw out there, you can fuck it up with a messed up drum beat. So when I listen to a song, if the drum beat matches the harmony and the rhythm, it's what Landon was talking about. What is a hit? What makes a hit song? A lot of people don't realize it, but a lot of things that people like, subconsciously they like it because either the rhythm or the drums. See, when you're sad, you listen to the lyrics. When you're happy, you listen to the music. So, to me, if I hear a nice drum beat, that right away captures me, man.
Yeah.
How many times have you guys been driving down the street and you guys hear a song and you're just like grooving to that shit, and you guys don't even realize it, but you like it because of the drums and the harmony and the rhythm. So yeah, to me it's the drums. So to me, hip hop, it's, a lot of people have many opinions about hip hop, but to me, hip hop is all about the drums.
Most definitely, I would agree to that.
It's all about drums, man. Like, you could throw any melody, like I just did right now. I threw a fucking melody from back in 1972. And I'm not going to tell who it is because I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want these motherfucking people coming at me and saying they're going to sue our asses. But as soon as you hear the fucking rhythm.
It's the Schneeberg band.
As soon as I hear the rhythm, if I threw a hard fucking drums, that makes it hip hop.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't care what you sample, and you can sample Beethoven or something. But if you add some 808s and good hi-hats and clean snare with it, then it makes it hip hop.
Yeah.
Yep.
But as far as music goes, to me, chord progressions, like I said, chord progressions grab my ear 100%.
Fuck yeah.
So, like, let's just take a Stevie Wonder song. Let's see.
Music. What is that one album? The main.
Oh
keys.
yeah. Oh man.
Music and the Keys of Life. Sorry, man. I've been drinking a lot of Corona lately.
Yeah,
guys,
so we a little off, but Songs in the Key of Life, man, is probably my favorite Stevie Wonder album. And then, there's so many different songs, but there's one song called Makes Me Weak and Knocks Me Off My Feet. But
I got a lot of Stevie Wonder. Man, you're gonna make me want to go home and fucking listen to Stevie Wonder.
You gotta please play it.
I got like 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. Who knows how many I have?
It's just when I listen to it, and you listen to the way he structured the progressions of the song. It's just I can't even do it right now. I can't. I'm off key and shit. I'm the Corona, damn it. But,
Corona Familiar.
What was the name of the song? Well, not the name, but remember you're saying how simplified it got? I want to get high. That song?
Oh. Doom. Do-do-do-do.
Yep.
Do-do. Cause I got high.
Yep. And how big was that fucking song for that simple
Cause I
ass
got
fucking
high.
beat, dude?
I was gonna go to the podcast, but I got high. Ooh, I was gonna finish my homework, but then I got high. I was gonna go to work, and I don't know why. I don't know, man. Like the most,
Dude, but like you said, the simplest fucking beat was the catchiest fucking one.
Yeah.
Dude. So no matter how complicated you are, it's a beat to everything, in my opinion, at least.
yeah, in any genre.
Then I drank a beer.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the podcast, but then I got high.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But it's a mix of everything though. You gotta mix. Everything just has to blend well.
Yeah.
So simplicity of drums with complexity of chord progression.
Yes.
Yep.
Can make a hit record.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yep.
You could be talking about mowing your lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was listening to the Bruno Mars song, the popular one.
Which one?
I don't know the fucking names, dude.
24 karat magic.
Man, he's got so many.
They always play it on the fucking radio. They play it at the Super Bowl, and I'm trying to figure out why is it so fucking good.
Hey, wait. Before you go any further with that song, 24 Karat Magic is an indirect sample of One Way Cutie Pie.
You fucking did it. I know I was having a discussion about that song with somebody, listen. And it was that.
Don't.
No,
wait.
Yeah,
no.
that's
So
it.
look
That's
at. So there's a part where in the Bruno Mars song, where he goes, "Oh shit,"
Yeah.
But that's that same.
It is a cutie pie.
Cutie Pie.
Dum, 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 dum.
Yep.
Wait, no, wait.
Yep.
Wait.
It is.
Wait. No, that's Zap.
Yes.
No. Wait, no. Look
Oh, no, you're talking about cutie pie.
Look at boom, do.
Yeah.
More about surveillance. What I say about earlier. More about surveillance is one of the most samples fucking funk.
Yeah, dude. But I'm
it's
trying to figure out why that song is so fucking popular
it's the
and so
chord
big.
progression.
Yep.
Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And there's a change in there, and it's like, bah. Like I don't fucking get it, dude.
You know what? Remember that one song that a couple years ago? Dum, 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 bing, dum, 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 dum. Listen to the chord progression. Simple as fucking dum. What I just talked about is somebody that I used to know. Somebody that I used to know. Listen to the fucking chord progression. Same shit as dum, 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 dum. That's it.
Yep.
Dum, 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 dum. And it's a sample, by the way. Luis Fonsa. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Nah.
It's a sample.
No shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I'm listening to Bruno. Why does everybody fucking like it? And I can't.
He's in your fucking ears every fucking day, man. You repeat something over and over.
Yeah.
It comes in your ears, and you just automatically like it.
Or sometimes like it's a familiar, because it has that old school kind of like vibe.
Yeah.
So it could be familiar to you in a sense, but I think people like it because it's a lot of shit's just forced down your throat.
Yeah.
When you listen to radio, like even shit you hate.
Yeah.
You end up liking
There's a
it,
song I'm like, I fucking hate this shit, man.
Yeah.
But they keep playing it so much, I end up singing along with it to get it off the fucking radio.
Yeah.
No, because they're playing it at one of the restaurants I went to, and I'm like, this song is not good. I mean, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say that. It's a
Sorry,
good,
Bruno.
It's a good fucking song, but for me, it's not something I like. Not something I would go out and buy and listen to. The only one I'm gonna listen to it is sitting in a fucking restaurant being forced to listen to it, dude.
Yeah.
Hey Rick, I'm sorry. I'm getting some more cheese.
It's all good, dude. Those are fucking great. Hey, shout out to 99 store for the cheese. What is that?
Duos, man,
What's
like
that?
caramel popcorn and cheddar.
Dude,
Who would have thought?
I know. Good
I'm not a
combination.
pothead, but if I was a pothead, I'd be eating that shit, dude.
Hey, man.
One thing I'm not liking is the fact that the popcorn is not coming out with the
It's at the bottom, like,
That's what's in
Cracker
That's why
Jacks.
it got sent to us because it wasn't even.
dude, that Cracker Jacks with the peanuts all the way in the bottom.
Oh, remember? And then you had the fucking little prize, whatever the fuck the prize was.
Yep.
little cheap ass like postage stamp or some weird shit.
That was all
that
new ones, man. Like, here, bend this sticker in half and make it something else. Exciting.
Little airplane, like
I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this sticker that Rick has on his computer, and it's about. It says today was a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Think about, and my bad. Give a shout out to my boy Third World Design, but think about that sample, right? It's actually a sample from a soundtrack, right? And they made it big.
Mm-hmm.
And to think about how simple a loop is to make it big. So you got to think about the hip hop producers who actually look for that loop, right? And it's a freaking simple 4-second loop.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I'm talking about is today was a good day. Doom, 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 doom. Right? That's it. Now, that hit everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to think about everything else in the world and all the music we hear. How much of an impact an old song makes to the modern world. That's what makes that one producer who picked that one sample big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucking simple, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The most craziest little loop, like Gangstar, you know? Doom, 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 doom. And then you gotta think like, damn, that motherfucker was in there sitting, listening to music, and they picked that sample, looped it, and made big.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, seriously, isn't that crazy?
it is.
Mm-hmm.
How crazy that little loop that somebody made back in the 70s
Mm-hmm.
made a full circle into the 90s.
Yeah.
Power of music.
The
Right
power
there.
of music, man.
Let me ask you, this is where I get confused because, like, Notorious, B.I.G., what made him popular? Was it his voice or was it the beats?
Me personally, I would say his wordplay and the way he delivered his vocal, like delivered his lyrics. Like it, at that point in time, people didn't have the wordplay he did at the. He had this the way he delivered the bars. To me,
Yeah, his delivery.
his delivery was special.
Yeah.
Like he had something just different. Of
Yeah.
course, he had I would call it like fat people have a certain voice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He had like a fat voice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
preacher voice.
That what do you call it? The throat.
Yeah.
This guy's gonna open his mouth and have something really important to say. That's the kind of
Yes.
voice he had, dude.
Yeah.
But
I could tell you, like, I was in when I first heard him, I was in Augusta, Georgia, and the surroundings is
was this like '94?
Yeah.
is 90.
Yeah, that's
this
when the
is
record
actually
broke.
90. I was 96.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was at a Church's Chicken.
I
I was, and the girls in there working were grooving to it.
Uh-huh.
And I've heard them before, but I never heard it like this. I never visualized it. And putting those workers, like, as soon as they came on the radio, they're fuck, they got happy, dude. It exploded, and the chicken still sucked there. I'm sorry, but they were grooving to it, and it attracted me to it. Like, I didn't hear anything but his voice.
Yeah.
His voice was the instrument to me, dude. You know?
it was.
Biggie had a certain, like a special thing about his voice.
Yeah.
And like his delivery was so player. Like it's just like makes you feel like
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
Not only that though, but you got to think about the time.
Yeah.
It was all perfect timing. Like everything in hip hop or any music, any genre, it's all about the timing.
Yep.
Because remember, '94 is when he dropped that album. And '94 was also Illmatic,
Yeah.
which was a big album.
Yeah.
To this day is considered one of the top hip hop albums. So I think people felt that spirit that year.
Yeah.
So
94 was a good year.
Yeah. So anything that came out was good.
Yeah.
So therefore, when he dropped that album, I think people already had that spirit in them.
Yeah.
So it just drove.
And then like people, same with Tupac, but like Tupac was different. Tupac was more of he was multifaceted though. He was a gangster one minute, then he'll tell a story about a girl throwing a baby in a dumpster, and then he talk about how he get around, and it's just
and then he started in the movie the next day.
He's deep, you know.
Yeah.
But his whole persona though, I think, is what captured it.
Yeah.
Tupac had a persona.
It's like Snoop Dogg, the same thing, dude. Like, what made Snoop Dogg so fucking good?
Dr. Dre.
That and also his persona.
Yeah, it's real smooth.
Yeah.
The way he talks,
His delivery.
no one at the time had his delivery.
Nobody.
Fuck
No,
dude.
nobody did.
And like I'll be the first one to say I did not like his shit coming out because the girl I was dating at the time, she took to it too much, dude. She wanted to be that hood rat.
Yeah, I'm
Can't
tired.
make the hood rat to a housewife kind of a fucking thing.
And that's funny. That's one of his
I know.
Dr. Dre songs.
And I remember my neighbor telling me, "Hey, just remember, can't make a hood rat to a housewife."
Yeah, that's true.
But it sticks to me, dude. But yeah, it was perfect fucking timing for that song. Like, I look at it now, like that was a good fucking song, dude.
Yeah, it was.
But if you really look at like even with Busta Rhymes back in '97, like he had so much energy, and his delivery and his voice was so strong, and it's just different. So I think each rapper that really made it big in mainstream hip hop, that crossed the thresholds of underground, had something special about their voice. Like even Jay-Z, his just the accent, the way he told certain stories, and his whole swag kind of.
So 94, 96, 94, between 94 and 96, music in every genre had a certain
even
aspect.
grunge,
Grunge,
like Nirvana and shit.
Hardcore, like rock. Everything had a certain flavor, man. I don't know if it has to do with just everybody. I know that they didn't cross paths, but for some reason they did. You know what I mean? Like the music spirit back then was a certain way.
It was all new stuff. I mean, it was all reinvented. If anything, dude.
Nirvana.
You have like for me, it was fucking Green Day.
Yes.
You know, I'm embarrassed to say it, but
fuck that. Listen, Green Day, Brain Stew is like one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, dude, fucking it. It fucking hits you like that's a whole different fucking way of playing punk.
Yes.
You just changed fucking punk. You made it mainstream, but you changed it.
What do you feel about that though? How do you feel about that whole punk?
I have different opinions about like between punk, underground punk, mainstream punk, fucking.
Do you think the record labels had something to do with it?
It definitely. If you listen to like the when Dookie came out, that was very polished.
Yeah,
it was Brain Stew on Dookie?
Brain Stew I think was
the second one.
By the way, Dookie is a great name for putting it out.
Dude, I remember I bought the shirt before I knew who the fucking band was. Dude. I just saw the turd on there. I'm like, I gotta have that shirt.
But Dookie is a great name, bro. Like it sticks. It sticks.
Dookie,
like, no pun intended.
But
it sticks.
But you could have called it titties. It could have still stuck. You know.
But to me, it's always been visuals. It's always been the logo. The Green Day logo is fucking awesome, dude. For whatever reason, it just always caught. My favorite band, DRI, their logo sticks to me, dude. So it's like the guys from NEMA, their logo sticks to me. Dude. And Kanonos is one of the first person to ever say that to me, that it's all about the image.
Branding.
Yeah,
branding is important. I'm learning that now, though, as a photographer. Late, but I'm learning.
Yeah, and if I've always known that, I just don't like the fact that that's what it is. But you got onto it, you know, it is. But like Green Day, the 1039 Smooth and Kerplunk were my favorite fucking albums. Those are before Dookie dropped. Dookie was a very polished fucking version of what they have. But when you listen to them live, they bring back that underground punk scene too, because it's only a 3-piece fucking band. You know, and I love what they've done. I love that they fucking made punk really fucking big. They brought in fucking, you know, an accordion player and whatever the fuck they have. I like that, but their core fucking band was a shit to me, dude. And, you know, and then you listen to it now, you think of it like pop, the drummer thinks Trey cool. You know?
Yeah.
And to me, that's what drew away from me. But I'm like, fuck, I like these guys. That was my first big concert I went to, dude. And
Green Day was?
yeah, fucking 1994 at the fucking Olympic or the Velodrome right here in LA. Yeah, in Carson.
I remember that.
I went to that one. I went with homeboy fucking Bundy. I don't know if I heard he passed away, but if he did pass, rest in peace. If you're still alive, you're a piece of shit. But fucking like my friend Tito went, took me. He dragged me there, and we had fun. You know. Like,
I remember I had a little kid. I'm not joking, man. He was probably like 9 years old. Mm-hmm. He loved Green Day, and that got him into punk.
Yeah.
I mean, the weirdest way.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to hear like punk underground, like no, but Green Day got him into that kind of music.
No, but like, even back then I saw the differences. I saw. Like my version of punk is a 3-piece fucking band that has to borrow a drum set every fucking time. That they don't have their own fucking equipment, but they just want to fucking jam out, dude.
Yeah.
They don't even fucking know chords, dude.
3 chords.
But you fucking put them in the right fucking place in the right backyard, and they're gonna fucking hit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And people are just pitting from. That's what punk is to me. Green Day is unfortunately punk to me, but not in that essence.
You think? I mean, is it too polished?
Between,
is it like just too polished, or what do you think? Like, I mean, it's.
I think the record industry like wanted that polished sound. It's too in time.
Okay, speaking about the record industry, let's talk about that. Like, as far as labels, what do you guys feel that if it wasn't for labels, we would have never have the mainstream or just the core audience wouldn't have heard any group that we actually know of right now.
I don't think you would have heard Biggie Smalls.
Oh no, never.
It took label, you know, people to be. It took Puffy to be signed under. I forgot the main label, but this is always one main label. Then
Shit, right to my tongue, man. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, because it was Bad Boy was under. A lot of people were under Universal, but it wasn't Universal. It was
Paramount, Universal.
Shit, sorry, man. I cannot remember right now, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Eclipse.
But it's like a lot of people hate on labels.
Yeah.
The music industry. But I honestly don't.
No. 90% of your shit out there you would not fucking hear. Ever.
No.
Because Biggie Smalls was just New York. Mm-hmm. People in New York fucking knew him. And you might get lucky and get a fucking mixtape.
In the Bronx, actually.
You know, but to get that shit in LA, you're not going to fucking get it, dude.
Never.
You know, and I get what a lot of people say about record labels, but at the same time, it's not fucking that bad. Dude.
No, it is.
Yeah, it's just only thing only thing that I had with record labels is the big wigs at the top.
Yeah,
and pulling puppets, you know, strings and influencing the people to do stupid shit.
Well, see, I look at
people with like tattoos on their face and shit.
Yeah, but see, I look at a record label as just a job you go apply at.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, like when you go look for a job, anywhere you look for a job, of course you're gonna look. You know, you get an application, you sign up, whatever, and they'll call you and you're in.
Yep.
Do you think these people are gonna give you 90% of their earnings?
No.
Of course, and labels, they're the same thing. Like people hate, they're pimping you. I'm like, wait a minute, man. Like seriously, they're a fucking company.
Yep, they're gonna get paid too, but you get paid.
You get paid.
You get paid, especially when it comes to like your tours.
Yes, you're gonna get paid regardless. Yeah, you're gonna go out and might not make as much money as them.
Yep.
But as a business owner, you're never gonna give your employee a lot of your money. You're gonna give them a percentage.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think back in the day, people made more money though. You remember all the Cameo and shit with like a 12-piece band?
Yeah.
How the hell do they make money to live with a 9 to 12-piece band? You know what I mean? But I think the pay scale changed and 360 deals too.
Oh,
you know, they had 360 deals.
But see, I look at labels as a job. Like I work at a company. My boss is not. Of course, he's rich. Same thing as labels. Labels and the main heads. You know, I'm talking about the big guys. I'm talking about. I don't want to mention the names, but you guys know who it is. They're the ones that are making the money.
Yeah.
They give a percentage to the artist, but if it wasn't for the labels, you would have never heard the people you admire nowadays.
Yep.
That's true.
Yep. And that's how I see it. Like, I don't like what they do to artists.
Yeah, they rape them with no Vaseline.
Yeah, but you have to.
You have to get. Sometimes they say, yeah, you're gonna get pimped.
Yep.
But you know what? That's what it takes to make it to the point where, at that moment where you make it big, then you call your own shots. They listen to you.
How many? I mean, when you think about it, right? Economically. How many fucking jobs are created because of your fucking label? And they have to keep bringing these bands to keep those people alive and what have you, dude. But you get one fucking good band, you bring them in. You got record producers, you got hotel staff, you got fucking studio time,
studio engineers,
engineers. You got fucking artists, photographers,
street team,
videographers. You got people making the CD label, the CDs, the labels, the stickers, the shirts. You got fucking people putting on the shows, bus drivers, fucking fans.
Yeah.
I mean, all the way down to your bootleggers.
Yeah.
There's
everybody's making money.
Yeah, everybody's fucking making money off of your fucking talent. And you're getting a percentage of all that shit, dude.
It's only 10%.
Yep.
10% of your record sales. But you get more on the shows.
Yeah, like me personally, I want to hear everybody's thoughts on it, but at the same time, I'm always looking at it economically from a businessman point of view.
Yeah. And
you're the businessman, you're taking the risk. Of course, you're gonna be, you're gonna reap the biggest reward.
Yeah.
And there's no such thing as an honest businessman out there anymore.
Oh no, of course. The reason I looked at like me as a back in the day, like in the 90s. I mean, our group that I was in, we made music, and we could only get so far.
Yeah.
We could only do shows locally. We had looking back in the day. We had people looking for us to make us big. So in order for us to actually go out and not spend any of our money, we had other people that were willing to invest in us. And that's what I looked at labels, is that they were willing to actually invest in us. I mean, it cost a lot of money to fucking make a record.
Oh yeah.
It made a lot. I mean, it cost a lot of money back in the day.
There's a lot of
record.
wasted money in that, but there's a lot of money involved.
Of course, because you might spend, say, $10,000 to make a record. A label will pay that. I didn't have $10,000. None of us had $10,000 to invest in a record. So the label was to actually come in, invest $10,000, $20,000, whatever it fucking makes to make a record. They do the publicity. They do the publishing. They do everything for us. All we had to do is show up. If they told us we had a show at so and so, we would show up. That was seriously me applying to a job.
Yeah.
So therefore, I believe as record labels, as a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, you sign up to a job, man. Like, you're out there doing your shit. You might not get paid a lot of money, but think about it. Would you rather be out there working at a fucking warehouse, making whatever the fuck money, than as opposed to being on tour?
Yeah.
They're paying you to be on tour. Why not do it?
Yeah.
Like, even with what we do, like, if you do it just for the money, there's going to be some of the artistic creativity that's going to be messed up because you're so fixated on money and clientele. Some shit you do for yourself.
Yeah, you look at some of the richest people out there, you feel bad for them, dude. And when we work, I see a lot of them, and I'm just like,
man, they don't do shit.
That's a nice car, but
you're miserable.
Nobody loves you.
You're fucking miserable at home.
Yeah, exactly. Shit.
And I mean, I would rather, seriously, I wouldn't mind getting paid for making my music. I mean, seriously, like all the people you read about historically in the music, we admire them. How many people have you admired back in the day from all these musicians? Like, you admire, and you would have never admired them if they wouldn't have been involved in the music business.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, you got people that go into the music business for that reason because this is what they want to do for a living.
Yep.
And that's I respect that. You know, I'm like, shit, why not, dude? If back in the 90s I would have got signed to a major label and I would have been getting paid for my music, what the fuck is wrong with that, man?
Exactly.
Nothing is wrong with that.
Nothing, dude.
Nothing. And I know people right now that actually are probably getting paid right now residuals. Right now they're sitting in their nice home, getting paid residuals because of the music industry.
Yep, exactly, dude.
Man, imagine how much Smokey Robinson gets.
No shit.
Oh my God.
You know how many songs that fool wrote?
Many. A lot of Motown songs.
So it's like you think about like that, like you have a career where you write a lot of songs. I think songwriters and producers get the most, especially.
Yeah,
they do, man. They do.
Artists are kind of like, done dirty in a sense, but art, like your songwriters, like Babyface and I don't know, just people who dig deep and write these songs, they make so much money.
Yeah, it's all publishing. Publishing makes you money, man. That's where you get into the grid. I mean, Imagine right now you go to your mailbox and you get a $10,000 check
for a song you wrote
20 years ago.
Yeah. No shit, dude.
What's wrong with that,
Imagine.
man? I don't see anything wrong with that, man.
Nah.
People hate on people. Oh, fuck labels, fuck labels. It's like, dude.
It's a two-edged sword in a lot of senses, but yeah.
Schneeberg
is a shit.
They're getting paid by us just saying that shit right now.
We're giving them free advertisement. I think we can hit them up.
Schneeberg.
No, but I mean, like, I knew a talent scout, and he didn't make much. He get like a little percentage from off the top, but not much. But he goes, hey, I get to fucking hang around Hollywood and discover fucking people and go to gigs every fucking night of my life.
Yeah.
He's
get
winning.
paid for it. Yeah.
He's winning. That's success.
Makes him happy. Yep.
Doing what you really love to do. Like right now, I'm working on it.
Yep.
It's a long process, but being able to wake up doing what you love to do, even if you're not getting paid that much money, but you're able to do what you love every day.
Exactly.
You're winning. That's success. That's success.
That's
Exactly,
success,
man.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear what other people have to say about the record industry. Because we're going to wind this fucking podcast down because we're all falling asleep right now.
And, I got to be...
Especially the ones that get up early in the morning.
I look at it, there's always going to be underground. There's always going to be underground. There's always been underground since the fucking 50s, 40s, whatever.
There's always been more passion in underground to me.
Like underground is always going to be like, I look at it like in the 90s and the 80s and the whatever, early thousands. You got to hear on the radio or on the record or on the CD the people that were out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you got the underground people that you got to hear.
Yep.
But you only heard it a limited time.
Yeah.
And then you forgot about them.
Yep.
But the ones that actually you heard till now.
Yeah.
Are the why? Because they were the ones on in the grid, in the music grid,
they
in the
kept
labels.
them alive, dude.
And
somehow,
that kept them,
some way, they kept them alive.
Right now, you look over and you look at your CD collection, your record collection.
Yep.
It's because they were with the labels.
Yep.
They published them. They made a physical copy of them,
Yep.
and that's the
Columbia
reason.
House.
And that made you. And I don't know if you admire them, but you looked up to them.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the labels, you never would have looked up to them.
Yep.
You would have looked at them as your next door neighbor that plays music on the fucking weekends.
And how many of those people in the past are aspiring to keep like the demos and different shit?
Never.
How many times do you see though? Like you go to Hollywood and some guys like trying to hustle this fucking demo.
Yeah. And if it wasn't for the music industry,
Yep.
You never would have heard your idols.
Yep. Exactly.
The Michael Jacksons and the whoever,
the Stevie Wonders.
They pushed them out.
Yeah, they pushed them out, man. They had a belief. They believed in them.
But I want to hear from our fucking fan base. What do they think? Because we're gonna have a rebuttal podcast pretty soon with Chris. Because he hates record labels.
He gonna let everybody have it.
Yeah, exactly. and also this podcast serves a purpose to say goodbye to Landon, who's moving away. But he will be participating in other ways with a Kalika podcast.
I will. So hopefully, guys, well, not hopefully. I do plan on kind of putting my own little spin and still being a part of the Kalika podcast.
Yep.
So you'll be hearing from me, and I have my own little topics here and there. And but just listen out. You know, we got some good shit popping, and
he's gonna spread the Kalika word to Vegas, and then. If you have a spare couch when I go over to Vegas,
will do.
And it'd be dope, dude. A La Clica fucking machine, dude. A fucking
slot machine.
Slot machine. Imagine La Clica slot machine.
I could make one here out of wood, dude. You're always gonna lose. Your odds are better in Vegas, than they are here, dude. But it's fucking been. It's from the bottom of my heart. It's been good fucking being a friend of you here in person. I know we're not going that far. We're going to see each other, but
yeah, dude, same here, man.
When I see Landon, I get a smile on my face.
We had some good times, man. Yeah, we most definitely did. And we'll have more.
Yeah, the short time that I knew you, man, it was a pleasure, man.
Yeah,
it was good talking about
motherfucker, man.
We're planning trips to Vegas, man. So
and I will hit you up, man. I will be. Hey, I'm ready.
Yep. Because one of these days, this thing's going to fucking blow up, and we're going to fucking have fucking big rooms in Vegas and shit, dude.
And that's the thing, and radio is my thing. I love radio, and I love talking, and I love, music, period. So, to be able to tie in what I want to do into this, is going to be something I look forward to. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Thank you.
I need my own Schneeberg before I go.
Oh, you're gonna get your own, man. You're gonna
for my
introduce
wife
it to Vegas.
Yeah.
and I'll send you the picture that shows the proof that's not a drug. It's a little drug test kit on it. But yeah, fucking signing off.
Yeah, signing off.
Lambo,
Rick,
Bahgo, and our secret guest MPC.
That's a bad bitch.
hit us up with that Angel one again, dude.
This song goes out to the Clica 1997. Here it is. And to the HP All-Stars. HP All-Stars.